I don't even recognize who I am sometimes. Not the old me, not the me people knew, but this new me, the me I'm becoming. I thought I wanted this, I prayed for this, I asked you to change me, to stretch me, to mature me, and now that you're actually doing it feels like everything I tried to hide is not being exposed, and it's uncomfortable in the way I don't even have language for it. Feels like I don't belong in certain places no more. Feels like the things I once ran for comfort don't suit me the same anymore. And I must confess, I don't always like the process. I love the promises, I love the vision, but the in between, the stretching, the refining, yeah, that's why I feel it. And I'm stuck in between who I was and who you already called me to be. Sometimes I miss the old version of me, not because it was better, but because it was easier. It didn't require this much surrender. It didn't require this much honesty. It didn't require me to face parts of myself I've avoided for years, and it's scary sometimes. But deep down, I know this ain't punishment. It's pruning. It's preparation. It's love that refuses to leave me where I was. And so I'm asking you, Father, this growth feels uncomfortable. Teach me not to run from it. Don't let me choose comfort over calling. Don't let me shrink just because scratching hurts. I don't want to stay the same just because change feels scary. I'm asking you right now to finish what you started. Even if I miss who I was, even if it requires tears, even if it burns, even if it gets lonely, even when it feels like I'm losing before I see what I'm gaining. Father, grow me, stretch me, refine me, mature me. Just don't let me quit in the middle of becoming. In Jesus' name. Whisper something deep with the composed, the rhythm for the dance, the unpractical. Secret that no one knows yet, but sure can guess. You're holding it with a dull light that you're born with. It's hard to hear. This is too many full language and long pauses with the mind still understanding something different for the decoded step. With the melody for the humming, you can have the width of this answer revealing in your blank of your presence is your erase. Or ease that with this to let go for the glow. Conflict the interest into what you know created. And all will be
Feeling a weightlessness and with the tucking down for the yes, you have the infinite control. Cracked lips with the blue whisper over the water, the gentle breeze in the flowing blue. Fine brisk teas, just thirsting for the such and just a palate for the appreciation with no coughing over the crouching over the chest pains and you breathe sneeze. Just might be the way that looked better for the personality that couldn't drive a man crazy enough for the sitting in the bag for the pressing out the air for this who doesn't roll, move, just the shadows and dreams of which you come alive. The silent sky that died through the stars in which
at the tide didn't roll your way. You can't control which way the tide rolls. All you and someday the tide will come and it's not your fault that the tide didn't roll your way. It's not your fault that the tide didn't roll your way. You can't control which way the tide rolls. All you can do is try your best, and someday the tide will come and
you said, please put your heart in mine and I'll speak the language of the half-truths with the eyes, whisper something deep with the composed, the rhythm of the dance, the unpractical. Secret that no one knows yet, but sure can guess. You're holding it with a dull light that you're born with. It's hard to hear. There's too many full language and long pauses with the mind still understanding something different for the decoded step. With the melody for the humming of the, you can have the width of this answer revealing on your blank of your presence as your erase. Or ease that with us to let go for the glow. Conflict the interest into what you know created. And all will be feeling a weightlessness and with the tucking down for the yes, you have the infinite control. Cracked lips with the blue whisper over the water, the gentle breeze in the flowing blue. Fine brisk teas, just thirsting for the such, just a palate for the appreciation with no coughing over the crouching over the chest pains and you breathe sneeze. Just might be the way that looked better for the personality that couldn't drive a man crazy enough for the sitting in the bag for the pressing out the air for this who doesn't roll, move, just the shadows and dreams of which you come alive for the silent sky that died through the stars in which just you and I. This is true. Yet, for the known to you, for the never, the dream of me, for the I know the still. Every night for the let it flow. Midnights and hush, just to close the eyes and wet the weight beneath that velvet sky that drifted me to this whispered dream. Together, lost in a lucid dream, to come again for the night, for the still near, for the beyond the veil, for this, the beyond the fear, for the fleeting spark, this deciding gleam, for your soul to beyond the dream. And the shadows shaped from silent skies, dive the stars, just you and I, the lucid stranger, for the aliveness in the moment. You can find the perfect place and even far face the death of this alive, still, quiet, stay, the language that isn't spoken is felt. And the silence bends into the rhythm. made the chaos learn how to dance. This to find there for the quiet, a whisper that reminds me I'm held and felt, forgotten, feel sometime what's the meaningless or unavoidable. The words that can't take control for often not shared to be unclear for the change of this to be better. And laughing, and then this is all the tending and stretching over your strings. This is the conversation today for the yearning and closure for the can't understand. Neither or nor between, but this is not the sky, not stone. Stands alone for the stars of the throne, upheld for the behind the bars, and no death found for the burning of breath. And this is the breathing breath of life and death, and this is throw. Neither depth of the north, neither here or above or below. For this is glory to yielded to echoing of beyond the poetically yours truly. And the beauty was just, or not just at all, the eye of the beholder, for this to behold something older. For sometimes you can't find the current slow calm. Or to read me wrong, for you cannot read colored or red. I lied to cover up the trauma for the can't face. This has been trying to put the life back together for this non-stick pace. Just find what lost hearts go find little breadcrumbs to paint the poems. This is thirst that can't be never swallowed or hollowed. There would be for the understanding of what the understanding misplaced and past to flow through. Adorn, here comes springs turn water, swamp water, tears to turn to bitter sweet. For the days that slowly stir by, this is history repeating the nightmare for the late and innocent. The name is all you had to uncelebrate for the city and for the stranger, for the empty. The storm of the fear for the breaking the silence and the chaotic swarms. The dark clouds gather, heavy, dim, shadows stretching with their hope and grows slim. To the night for the fight, for the dance, for the shadow, for the flickering and fast, and echo the whispers over the hunting and pass. It is a mist, the temple over the flicker, the flight for the whispering, the coverage during the night. You can still storm the fear. For the notes played red brightly through the night, glowing like a halo. I remember why, still the room, this smile, the silence, this breaking through the shift, and what was the count? I couldn't count the coming, for they couldn't quite name it. They didn't have a name to quite and couldn't define the bottle for the truth to leave the written letter. Where you letter anyway for the woman over the patching hands. And this is where the voices story with the place and have the different stands. I understand.
It was a bad move. You picked the fight with the entity for the unfathomable proportion. Slither out of the oceans and to sharpen some sticks. This found the promotion for the look at the university decided that you weren't surrounded. Miscalculation for the snowball through the fantasy compound. For the kings of the all, for the forever etched in your thing. Intelligence you claim for the don't even qualify to apply. Compared to the system for the you nothing, for the squishing you fly, for the no intelligence to find a universal programming into the mix, and for the program to write it again for the fix it. You can't fight for the single note. Ego to not find a solitary vote for the cosmic giant loom. The scale beyond you can, for this sticks to the crown, the mirror the toys of the universal den, for the victory over the boasting of the fleet, the sparking time, for the crumbling of the stars, the mocking the mortal climb, for the systems that hum. Indifferent to your throne for the code of rewrites for dreams and posts and unknown for this yet. Squishy hearts, this flicker the dance and dare to dream for the weaving and the tale for the beating in the cosmic stream. But your name is just so that's in the faith for the fight for the not vain. Each struggle of carvers of the sparks of the universe for the chain for the no vote for no win for the dance into the divine for the fleeting in the note joins their starts to eternal line. Move to the challenge of the cosmos with immortal pride. Where the mortals of the spark the truth of the abide for the no king to fly for this acclaimed assistance the might. Fight to ignite the fleeting and the hopeful life for the universal code for this to be woven still for the squishy dream that bends into the infinite will. Today's yesterday is today for the cries that spawn the cries for the goat for the gods of the little reading for the text that is not the hunted nor for the hunt for the game stalk. Aggressively no thing to me for this will be the freaks that are obscene in their own way. And the corruption of the corrupting for the what's done for the writing in the book we find the society woke cats that don't like that for the league for the Van Gogh for the sleep house sleep for the super side of the society for there for the are for the wanted to be for the just scapegoat for the penalty for the falling man. The vulnerability for the weakness in which you both constructed for the complete and utter insignificance and the resilience and something cannot grieve to deal with the emotional pain. Processing it and moving it on for the eventually passive let become angry and anger tired for the soul for the because they're deathly and afraid for the face they're in the pain for this to be the someone physically or pay for the tragic accidents and mentally. I guess it destroying your life for the feel of better for the enough of what happened for the hope of the futility for the such an apathy for the disappeared paramedicine which you dread to just know before your blood. And the better to help with the founding of what you mental care is need and accessible to for the journey and breakup. The letter to find yourself with the gratitude for the grieving and the memories all around you when this is not the grounding for the sleeping again for the voice within for the torment for the within sin for the getting again for the, you can have that scripting of the script. Reading and drifting it into the disaster for what you call certain. And what you know for the do you see the mystery, the listening to your heart for the beauty and transitive for confusion, the creative for the tangible pain. After half of the nothing, the gain for the you always appeared strong, permeated for the power. Same energy and emotion the day that approaches the feeling of an apathetic and shock. This is not a symptom for your 15-day for the everything heavy, you would have to block the rain, the outer breath for the waters to echo for the long tunnel. Dreams of the pause of the grind and debt. The cash flow dry, the seam, the signs of customer goes in over the time. Counting coins and this for the universe on your side, for the built for the folding and the molding of the drought, for dinner for the money sleeps with the faith and to keep the flip, zip, the brown for the growth, for the street lights of the house to pay the pound to pay the bill for the rest of the dream, and pay for the moon, for the boost, for this is sharp at the play for the month you call in the end. And the manifestation of the prayer for the rest of the renewal over the divine provision. Wait for the survival for the years of the cry, for the responsibility for the caring for the children, the strength and the love. And thoughts pass by with light clouds of the sky for the all day long, for the can't foresee the shadow for the lion army. Who has been sharpening iron rod for the lion was trying to wage a war against the citizens for the Israel for the forest, sea for the chains and the knot for the damp and the distant chill. And seasons in their chains that fell for the spring, for the night was autumn, and we don't speak, they got the hand over the mouth in the hopes of muffling the screams and what is really working for the longer do you think for the until you love me. Sometimes I may be myself for the waiting for you for the waiting for the father for the come home for the to be the same as a child. The door to you casing the sea, ruled out for the net for the falling in love for the always to perceive the equals into her power for the intensive stare. A mirror human for the mirror cannot look away for the isn't love. What is that for the rest of the day for the can't you sit back anyway? Petrified for the dealt with, feeling the pain, felt the pain for the sorrow for the cars, for this the smoke rage of the greed for the wildest burling, collapsing in the stars inspiring. Out of the feed for the winter for the pride for the loss of the need for the spark for the enlightenment. Reason for the healthy body for the means the healthy mind for the opposite for the corrupt state for the pathological for the elements of the compound. The place this both upon the health wealth for the city to bring the happiness of the midnight to moon. Now the sunshine at noon for the midnight moon for the sky to be the birthday balloon for the New York upon the starlight night. The eyes that may glare for the warning of what you might. Solitude for the never change and the feeling evolve for the move through the world for the rose-colored lenses and the self-consciousness.
The timestamp, find relevance of the broken, bend the me for the break, destroyed every part of me, the good hope and break shape. And what's the bitterness? The timestamp, find relevance. The timestamp, find relevance of the broken, bend the me for the break, destroyed every part of me, the good hope and break shape. What's the bitterness and not the quality for the one chose? The manifest after defeat for the bitterness only makes that man for this going to soon consume one monetary feeling to become obsolete, disused. Moments in the eyes meet the love of this life for this to be the burning around. And then put the pale in the compensation for your comparison to the fire, but igniting together. The who am I for the who to know anymore for the each. Fight it out of time for the fire to occupy the mind for the can't sit still. Thoughts run wild and forget. All you know for the who you think you are, for everything is made out of it's gone. And like watching over the snowfall mountain and never flaking another person's who's once met for the same two perfectly falling snowflakes this for one another, for they're not the same. But the symmetry, for the love, for the want to be such sweet bliss, for the running through golden grain fields, for the innocence of a child, for the capable of the falling in the love of the sight is the reality, for the eventually, for the you can look back into the pinpoint, scorn to the new ground, remind to the heart, not yet. Perfectly untouched for the destruction of the emotion of pain, and this is the peace indeed. I've been in the peace for years restlessly, for this has been the time, but the dark to watch all the eyes blasphemy of the freedom for this to be. Watch the ocean fleet. Fret for not to know the wind, for the battle ready, for the you can have the land hush this hour for the deep wild. The smile, the smell, the daisies of the bringing in over your thought for the field of the fire, full like petals on the speckle over yourself. Far away for the being, far for the way for the beat. Me, listen to me for the better than anyone ever has to this end, then for the something familiar, but you can have the same time. The world will show you things of everything. Says to give up, but just another day for the sisters that you not to understand, but to try to explain yourself. That's the mean to the brighter look in your eyes at the scene of fire for the brighter passion to burn, imperfect for the look of the glance of this in between, or anything and everything in between for the random thoughts of this to define the day that we can't forget for the can't receive, or rank create for the natural unforced, this random, imperfect, the ways that we are, faceless to the time for the place to where we felt myself and never felt before, pace, walk with you, seen the point. Walk the light together for the we were in different places and paths, just neat, not to laugh for the wished out. The moron in the mountains, over the say enough for the grief, and whenever over your grizzly country, over your colors imperfect enough to paint. Brushes the shade for the rainbow scattered over your sky. And it was a journey over the thoughts of myself for the cliff, and over half that completely over your truly and never do. I was there for the just to be the taste of what you find a ribbonness over you. Was to break the heart point for this palette. For the counsel of the heart, so because that only felt. The hearts to melt, to fade, eventually. Silence whisper softly. Dreams inside still. Release.
Desecrated ground and walk on the ground. Earth crumbling under their feet for the smell of the fire pierced the nostril. Ruined church, sprayed names. The raven sits on the cross for me, watching me with attention and eye. For this is tenacious of the hope that don't see the wake of the death and the rest of the here. For the better, the better, for the over the smothering, for the nice and the drunk and forgivings, and over the coming over. You have the brave enough to be stupid to do in such a desolate place. And it's calling now, never you down. Made it for your instinct, and to feel the light with the actually think people have the terms and conditions for the patterns and recognition for your possibilities in the pop. The Pope was deluded for your sensibilities to know what is impressive enough of the red. Despite all your vulnerabilities and the truly deep in the meaning. But the source of your streaming in the puppets without streams. To be hypnotized. In the mind, but we are daydreaming for the masquerade. Mads, mirage by the conditioning of the competing of what you find and compare for the bleeding and that there's a life that's behind you with the Christ. Tell me again, the prices this is all.
critical for the headstone, trusting me. And the miss of it, the full of the ballad. You can bend the book of hymns and for the fill of flowers and skimming through the pages of this heart and fill the corner with the sacred that song to praise. Find a book of the rain, or the hymns, and listen to the poems, and the song with the horns, the songs, and this to see the darkness. And the page glow for the you roar, Morales, and for the appear to be for the this to be the case in the book for the what you must do, I knew, for the this have been to him for this own transcend for the heaven and home of the pardon. Appearing as a star for the God is good, for the good is bound to be. God is beautiful and never defined, but this is simplicity in the storm. Either sleep or awake for the drifting into the head, for this event of the limit, which you entertain for the certain attachments for the limit, and for the whole body, for the beat, the social goals, and disbelief for the breathings. The simplicity in the storm for the phantom, the social goals for the love and the hate, for the way that make me sad enough, for the way that give me energy for the fumes. I went to confront for the person who ruined me for the encounter, and for what you said, I not feel the fine ride, for this needs to be the anthem, epitaph for this epilogue, for this the one that was strange. There are more things in heaven and earth for this and all the rage here for the dream, for the philosophy, for this what the haunting theory is, for the lingering presence, for the bones of the engaged, this in the past and the moment, for the proof of the pen. Absent tenants and for the memory of the living dead, for this to us, what's the proof of life, for this is region, this seems to seem to find an admiration for this writing and familiar clues. In the plain sight for the parallel path, for this walking and over the opposite halls of the stars field, for this to be the scan. The remnant for the resting for the force and over the greater destiny for the discipline, the movement, the quake in the ways and this discourse, this training of the point of blind and prosperous. Do not rack behind for the devil, the stuff of the dreams are made of, and the have a little life of the running of the sleep. Sleepwalk with the what is left of the endless of the dreams to go. And the cold hands of the goon to hold the heart for this to rippling and the truth is soon. There are things that not to know for the strange and terrors over the toss of this cat's greater over the faithfulness of the love and there's nothing else to say. But make love, not work for this done for the hope that left for the already to have a bone for the make you believe and never to see there's such a thirst inside and listen for the wind. Echo in the silence and this is in for them for the billowing over the shadow of energy light. Emerging for the new energy for the manifestation of the belief for the intimate for the daylight. Shadowing of the pompous over the feature with the dampering of the portrait. Such a depth the hearts are flowing for the symbolic and desire for the every turn for this abandonment for the power to bound for this will be the crashing for the emotional grasp for this and the billowing over the fear. Primitive glasses like ravens or the hunting of the blood for the swooping down for the filling of the masses for the primitive tail, the clutch of the sunlight for the evening over the frozen laughter for the dancing of the wind. Such a the madness of being alive into the soul for the forgotten fruits of this antimatter for the cursing of water for the hope. And there was a note and that amount of detail for the front. Half the eyes of the sublime for the dying, the mind, find the type of the most darkest and the for the most vulnerable for the tarnishing of the chest, the feels the end of the life for the ticket of the sound for the stop. Rust corrodes the ears and I swallow the acid tears and this is searching of the final feeling and discover for the beyond feeling. And with all the thoughts with the cup of tea, the canvas of the ink, black skies, the blood, the red drawing for the leaking through the blinds and the putting into the room for the room, the colors. The outline was there for just the fitting into the colors of the beauty to find the scars and the self to both. Both of us. We meant to find the blind and dawn for the swallowing and behold for the eternal dusk and somewhere beside that curse and carnivore. Carnarvy over there find it, I don't care. Then rather act like to feel nothing for the fire inside of me. And the color of the night and the wildfires of leather for the taking off of the dawn for the cure, for the necessity, for the intimate, for the giddy condolence and for the condolences of myself, for the wild, for the choking of my tear, for the fire and the sharing the smile. For the long time, for the garden about the detriment, for this to look for the roughness in the stone, exactly if it was. This 1,000 years ago for the composition, for not the shape of this black hooded, for the paint, the splatter, for the word in the shirt, for the red eye, for the color, for the knife, for the wildflower that you could be. The soul escape for the rage to feeling too much, and this is smash his own windows for the looking to his soul, for this is his fist for the went through. With the dark glass for the drew them back, for the cross the jagged edge, for the sitting in the rhythm, for the feeling in the warm flow, for the crimson and fluid, for the rundown, for the name, for the roaring, for the pain, for this overwhelming, for the sense of the relief. And the heartbeat for the now slowing and the ever growing, for this will be the look of the good laugh, and whatever the lose of the consciousness for the flow, with the soul was tainted for the blood, for the sleeping out, and this is soul that needs to be freed for the throne to change. To head into the darkness for the soul long. Not knowing that you with the light inside, within the song I wrote, you sing, I walk, you talk. The background for the this will be the losing ground for the I'm done now for the way for the disappear for the burning and no longer for the keeping sight for the pure for the void for this needs the sacrifice for this find the burning through the everything for the head in your face and this is all. Dream. Wide awake.
these most deject and wretched that suck the honey of his music vows now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and heart, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Woe is me, to have seen what I have
Let the tide didn't roll your way. It's not your fault. Let the tide